Welcome to my dream home library. Hi, it's Ada. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is officially time to organize my home library. For some context, I moved out about 2 weeks ago into this house. Technically, it's not new to me because this is where I grew up. But a few years ago, me and my parents moved into another house. Now I'm back here renting from my parents. And I've built a library. Yesterday, me and my mom built all of these shelves, and I'm talking handyman. They're screwed together by me. Did it myself, didn't need no man, didn't need my father, did it myself. Pretty proud of myself. Anyways, today me and my mom have transported all of my books from my parents' house to here. So I'm going to start organizing my library. Every time I've tried to do like an organizing my library, my bookshelves type of video, I've struggled so much because my tripod is this big. Thankfully, my father has a lot of tools. Usually, I complain a lot about those because they're always in the way, and there's a million of them. Like, I'm gonna make sure that there was no car coming here. We're good. Anyways, he's got this laser with a tripod, and I've been eyeing this tripod for about a week. It's been standing in my living room. I've been looking at it like, does that fit my camera? I tried it and it does, so that makes things a lot easier for me. I can actually show you what I'm doing on all of the shelves, and there's a thing on it so I can turn it around, show you up, down. Everything is so much easier. But anyways, I think I'm just going to start by taking all of the books out of the bags, putting them on the floor. They're already mostly sorted by genre, so I'm just going to put it out on the floor so to make it easier for myself. I should show you everything though. I have one of these like wide, tall, normal Billy bookcases, and I have 5 of the thin ones, 2 of them here, 3 in the other corner because the big one didn't fit, and then I have the shorter ones here, 2 of them. Can I move this one completely around? This is genius. I love this. I have this corner over here and then 2 of the shorter ones there. But I think this is going to be my priority. This is where I want to keep the books I love the most. I'm going to put my fantasy books and my romance books. Mainly because there's 2 shelves I know I want to keep. I know I need my Liber Hugo shelf front and center. And the same with my small town romance. So I think I want to do fantasy up here, romance down here, and then potentially like mystery and thriller here. And then I don't know exactly what I'm going to do over there. Maybe some sci-fi classics. We'll see. I'm just going to take everything out of the bags first. I'm so excited. Are on the floor. There's no organization to it. I just took them out of the bag wherever they fit. All of the piles are sorted by genre, but there's romance piles in every corner, and the same with other genres. So it won't be easy, and it's hard for me to move here, but we're just gonna do our best. I'm gonna start over here. I know I want all of my Liber Hugo books here. The setting will probably be the same as at my parents' house. And I'm going to put my small town romance underneath. So I think I'm just going to start by placing some of the books on shelves that I know are going together, and then I might move the shelves around later. Like, I know I want, obviously, all of my Witcher books together, and I think they're going to be in its own little shelf. I don't know exactly which shelf yet, so things might change. We're just going to try to do like a basic little layout, and then I'll talk you through it when I've done it. Okay, so So this is what I've done so far. I've put all of my Lee Bardugo books here, my hardcovers, Language of Thorns, The Lives of Saints, those stories. My collector's edition of Crooked King is facing outwards because I love that book. It's one of my favorites. Demon in the Wood, and then every book, TV show covers, and then the Ninth House series. And there's still room for more, which is great. I have 2 of her books on my TBR, and then hopefully she publishes more soon. Under here, I've got my Lucy Score Knockout series over here with my Elsie Silver books, the Chestnut Spring series, and the Rose Hill series. She's got 1 more series that I need to read. So there's still room for those, and then I put my Rebel Blue Ranch series here. I had more books on this shelf originally, but I think I want to keep it strictly small town, and then I made a little Allie Hazelwood section over here. Now I don't know where to go from here. Like, the thing is, I had a Sarah J. Maas shelf, but I haven't read Throne of Glass yet, so I think I want to keep that with my TBR this time and just have my read books over here. And I didn't love the Avatar series, so I don't need that like displayed in its own thing. So now I just need to figure out how to organize my fantasies. I know that I want a section for The Witcher. But I'm also thinking now, should I move it all one up? Like, if I do that, I won't have as much space for fantasy. And I think I need that. But I feel like my Elsie Silver section is so low. Like, I love small town. But that might be okay. I don't know. This is overwhelming and I can't really see any of the books. I didn't really do a good job spacing them out. So now I don't know. I think I'm gonna do a little more placing, and then we'll see where we go from there. I've organized them a little bit better. I think I have like all of my romance piled up there, and then I have the fantasy on the floor. You can't really see all of it. But I have like a general idea of what books I want to keep together. So when I watch these videos, people are so good at doing like montages and then doing talking clips. I don't know how to do that, so I think I'm just gonna have to talk because that's so much easier for me. I found 2 more small town romances, Indigo Ridge and Irresistible. I'm not too sure what to do about this. I want to put this on the shelf. I didn't love this, I actually hated this, but I think it's gonna go on the small town shelf anyways because it is a small town. So the colors of this is so beautiful, but when I put this in between here, I don't think it's gonna look as good. But I don't want to put it after Elsie Silver because I don't think it should split up. It can't go there. That looks stupid. So I think we're just gonna have to put it after Cowboy Romances, and then this needs to go here because it's taller and it's going to be more hidden. But like, the thing is, these keep falling over and I don't have anything to stack them up with yet. Should we do fantasy first? No. Good thing about this, it has like a stabilizer, not a stabilizer, I have to manually do it, but it shows you if it's like straight or not. So I was hoping I didn't need to move it, but I think in order to do the romance shelf on the bottom, I need to move you down because I'm more sure of what I want to do with my romance books than I am with my fantasy books. So we're going to move you down a little bit. I think we're here. I need to take my shoes off. So I have split them all into different things. I know I want Magnolia Park shelf and a Heartstopper shelf. I have a bunch of like standalone authors, so I think I'm going to put those here. And then I kind of want like a sports romance shelf. And now that I have the smaller shelves, I think I actually have space to do it. But here's the tricky part. Sarah Adams is an author that I kept on my standalone shelf at my parents' house, but technically they're not standalones. They're all of her books are series. These 2 are sports romances. These 2 are small town romances. Do I split her up? Because I like to keep authors together, but like this should go on my small town shelf and this should go on the sports romance shelf. But I don't really want to split up authors, but I'm gonna do that with Tara Mafi anyways, because I'm putting Shatter Me with like sci-fi dystopian, while This Woman Kingdom are going in fantasy. So I need to do some splitting up. So I think I might do that actually. And then I don't have a bunch of sports romance, but I have a little bit, and then I have some on my TBR as well. Both on my physical and my mental TBR. I know there's books I really want to buy that are sports romances. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try to place it, and then I'll show you after. I'm running out of space. That's annoying. I wanted to put like Adult One on our own shelf because I have read the entire Twisted series and I want to read her Kings of Sin series as well, and that's going to take up a lot of space. And then I have the Bridgerton series that I also really want to display. But then I also have like my Queen Hoover and a bunch of other like random romances. Do I do random in a little one or on the big one? Like maybe I should just do series on this big one. I can put like Bridgerton over here, and obviously that's a lot of books, and then we can do Twisted next to it, because technically I can like say they're both series, so it's just filled with series, but it's also like usually in these books the Bridgerton series is about like a wealthy popular family. The Twisted series are mainly like billionaires, or like not necessarily billionaires, but like either famous or pretty well-off people. So they're filled with wealth. I don't know. And then maybe I have no clue. I'm putting the Colleen Hoover over here. You can't see what I'm doing probably. And then we're gonna follow up with, there's literally no reasoning for any of this, but we're gonna put, I think there's notes of, don't need those anymore. So we're putting The Summer I Turned Pretty, Red, White, and Royal Blue, and then we have the Priest series. So that's all my romance books that I have read. We'll go through each of it and each of the shelves in my full tour. I'm actually very happy. Like obviously there's a lot of empty space, we need to work on that. But I'm really happy with the way it looks. I'm so, like, I can't wait to film videos in front of this. It's gonna be so fun. I love this. I did just realize that I forgot to wipe up the shelf. And that needs to be done, but I'm not gonna do it now, it's too late, so we're gonna worry about that later. But this is gonna be my mystery shelf. I think I'm gonna put it on this thing. If I need to, I'm gonna use the next one, but I don't think I do. So I think I'm gonna do like adult mystery at the top, because one of my favorite series of all time is an adult mystery series, and I want that as displayed as possible. And then like YA here, and then more like thrillers at the bottom. I think that's my plan. We're just gonna do it and then we'll see what happens. I know for a fact that these needs to be displayed. I love this series. We're putting it up here along with Do Not Fall, my Agatha Christie books. I don't need to talk you through everything I'm doing. You can just see. Let me get to doing this. Really starting to struggle, because I had a little plan. Like I've already shown you my Leigh Bardugo shelf here. I wanted to carry on with that universe in a way. In the Grishaverse, we have the Shadow and Bone books that have been adapted to the TV series Shadow and Bone. Ben Barnes and Callahan Skogman, I don't know. Callahan, who plays Matthias, has released his own book, Blue Graffiti. I haven't read it yet, but I kind of want that displayed. And then Ben Barnes signed Shadow and Bone for me. Ben Barnes replaced the Darkling, signed Shadow and Bone for me when I met him in February. And I also have a few books that have been adapted to either movies or TV that he has played in. So I was thinking I could make a little Ben Barnes shelf with those books and also print out the picture of me and Ben. And I was thinking like do the Grishaverse and then Ben and Callahan on the same row. But I don't know if I have the space for that because I have the rest of my fantasy that needs to go everywhere else. But I'm going to try to keep these two spare for now. These are just here so that I can reach them easily. Whatever. I'm not going to put anything in these shelves right now, and I'm going to try to do just the top 2 rows and see if we can work with that. I had like a full Harry Potter display. I don't know if I can do that anymore because that would take up one whole shelf. So I'm just gonna try and we'll see. I don't know what to do. A lot of these books up here I didn't really love, but then I also put some books that I do enjoy. And I was thinking maybe I could put like YA or like children's books in one of the smaller ones, but I also want to like display the books that I love. I did not. Well, 2 out of these books I hated, 2 of them I loved. Hated is a strong word. I hated 1, disliked 1, and loved 2. But this one's beautiful, and the new novella is also beautiful. But maybe I shouldn't do it that way. I don't know. I'm struggling. I actually really love the setup. Some of the books are falling over. When I get all of my decorations up, it will obviously look better. I kind of forgot that I have a bunch of Funko Pops that I had displayed on my bookshelf at my parents' house. I have a few Harry Potter ones. They're not really going to fit, so I don't know if I can display them. I can maybe put them in front, I don't know. And then I have Witcher ones. Those will fit. I thought that this would fit better. I have one more that's going to go in between here. But this, I don't know if I love this, but I do have room for the Funko Pops though. I don't know, but let's go through what each of the shelves are. I'm not going to give you like an in-depth tour of each book. I might do that later. We're going to start at the bottom. I have my entire Leigh Bardugo shelf because she is one of my favorite authors. These 2 are still empty in case I try to do the Ben Barnes Callahan thing that I was talking about. I don't know if I'm going to, but the option is there. On top of that, I put ACOTAR, and because my copy of Silver Flames is bigger, I put my other tall ones here. I have at least one more book or one more series on my TBR that is tall, so I'm going to carry on with like the taller fantasy paperbacks here. And then here I put The Witcher and Harry Potter. This is my shelf of books I didn't enjoy that much. I don't really unhaul books. If I did, it would probably be these. Then I have my children's YA, like very young YA. Like I have the Powerless series and This Woman Kingdom, which is also YA, but this just reads a lot younger than that, so I put that up here. And then over here I have the rest of my fantasy series that I enjoy. So I'm pretty happy with it. It looks a little weird when it's so empty, but I have a big TBR and I want to buy more books, so there's still room to grow, which is great. And I can put like plants and other decorations because this is in my living room. Like if I turn you around, that's my couch in my living room, so it needs to be functioning as part of my living room. But I think that means it's time to move over to the other corner. I have some books from my childhood that I want to put there. I don't know if I'm gonna like talk you through everything I'm doing over there because I don't really know. I don't have a plan. So maybe I should surprise you with that part because I've been very in-depth with everything I've done here. So maybe I shouldn't show you. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna consider myself done for the day. The rest of my books are technically TBR books, and I don't want them on my shelf yet. And I need to decorate, but I don't want to do that right now, so I'm just gonna give you an overview over what I've done. I put, you can't even see it, I put all of my Star Wars books up here. Next to that, I continued with like the sci-fi dystopian thing. That was a theme. So I put the Shatter Me series and then Hunger Games. They're both dystopian, so it just fits. And then I have an empty shelf over here for when I read more sci-fi dystopian type books. I have Red Rising on my TBR. I'm excited to put that up here, so I'm glad I have some room for that. Under that, I have my like literary fiction and general fiction. If I read more of that, I can put it down on this one as well, and there's actually quite a bit of empty space here. I put my classics over here on this shelf. I don't have too many, but I want to read more, so I just put them that way, and then when I read more I can turn them around, because if I put them up right now they're just gonna fall. And then I put Sherlock Holmes in the middle because it's beautiful. And then I'm not gonna like actually do the tripod thing because it's annoying, but I put these I got for like Christmas and birthdays when I was very, very young. It's like there's a songbook, a magic book, fairy tales, that sort of things. And then I have the Boxy Kids books, which I really wanted on my shelf. They were my mom and my aunts when they were children. They read them. And then when I was a child, I got to read them, and now they're in my library. So hopefully one day when I have a child, they can read it. And then I just put The House on the Prairie over there. I have 2 of those books also from my childhood and my mom's childhood. So I'm very happy. Particularly about this side. I think it's so pretty. I love looking at it. And obviously there's a lot of room to grow my library, which I'm happy about. I have a pretty big TBR. So I'm glad that I actually have space to put those on here and then also buy new books. I'm so happy with it. It looks so good. I still need to decorate. We'll probably do that tomorrow. I need to make dinner now, so I'll see you tomorrow. Let's do a quick overview of what my shelves look like. I'm currently sick, so I'm not going to be on camera, but I'm just going to show you. This side hasn't really changed anything. I've added the Funko Pops to like keep books standing, as you can see. And then over here on my Witcher shelf, I did put my Witcher Funko Pops and some Harry Potter ones on my Harry Potter shelf. On this smaller, like shorter shelf, I put my Lego sets, and I'm planning on putting more. This is half of a Diagon Alley set. I haven't built the rest of it, but when I do, I will be keeping those on that shelf. Again, more Funko Pops just to keep the book standing. I have a plant over here. It's standing on a towel because there's a crack in the flower pot, so every time I water it, some of it is leaking out. So until I get to replace that, the towel's gonna have to be there. This side has changed a lot since we last talked. On top, I've got my Star Wars Valentine's Edition Funko Pops. Next to that, I've got the Marvel Funko Pop Mini Advent Calendar from 3 years ago, I think. 3 or 4 years ago. I'm gonna start on this side. So in this little shelf, I have my Lego set of the Avengers Quinjet. Eventually that's going to move when I need the place for books, but as of right now it's going to stay there. This is the same as the last time we talked. I have my Shatter Me series and the Hunger Games series. It's almost filled, which I'm happy about. There's one more Hunger Games book on my TBR, so that will be added there soon. Here I've got my Star Wars books, and I've also added some Star Wars Funko Pops. On this shelf, I put my special edition cassette tapes of the original trilogy, and I also have Revenge of the Sith with some Star Wars Funko Pops and a few Lego sets. This is my Avengers comics shelf. I put my Avengers comics, some Funko Pops, and 3 DVDs. I have 2 of the Captain America movies and 1 Iron Man movie, Funko Pops, Lego figures. Just a little Avengers setup. This is my Spider-Man shelf. I've got my Spider-Man comics, some Funko Pops, little figurines, a Lego set. All of my Spider-Man things is standing on this shelf. Underneath, I've got a lot of my DVDs. I've got some X-Men movies. I've got Green Lantern. I've never seen that one, but I bought it anyways. I've got all the Harry Potter movies. And then a few movies that are starring some of my favorite actors. I got 4 Downton Abbey ones. I've got NCIS, Chicago Fire, Freaky Friday. Here I've got the popcorn baskets from movie theaters. I've got the Eras Tour and Thunderbolts. This is where I keep my memoirs. I don't have a lot, but I have some more on my TBR that will be added here soon. Underneath, I've got my more like general fiction just standing here. Next to that, I have my classics and then my Bibles. Underneath, I've got more like random DVDs and some like children's movies with my Superman Funko Pop. These next 2 ones are bare. I've got room for more. These are from my childhood. There's like a magic book, a songbook, poems, and a Bible story book. I've got the Bobsy Kids and some more books from my childhood. I love the way my shelves turned out. There's still some empty space. I have books on my TBR that I'm planning to add there. I also have a book haul coming pretty soon, so some of these shelves will be filled when I put those on my shelf, but I can't do that yet. I'm going to do one final overview of the shelves. I'm happy. I like how it turned out. I hope you like it as well. I don't think I told you this one thing actually. This shelf was empty the last time we talked. I put the rest of my TBR on it. It's thrifted books and books that are further out in series I haven't started, and some books that just didn't fit on my TBR card. So I got some classics and just a random assortment of books. But that's it.